2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Welcome to a very, very special edition of Teaching Crypto. This is Mr. FOMO. Mr. FOMO and I had to go through hoops to get this video out, but guess what? We got to 40 subscribers. So
that's right.
We had to talk about
we got to 40 subscribers, and our intrepid host is taking time out from his vacation to give you the latest and greatest in crypto. So if you're watching this video and you appreciate that kind of sacrifice, give us a like and share with your friends. Make sure that they subscribe and ring that bell.
We got an interesting story. We both went into Apecoin, which hit yesterday, and you managed to make some money, but it lessened because there was a lot of obstacles in our way. A huge spread. It didn't get on as early as we'd hoped. You made more money than I did, but just an experience. It was the first time that a coin had gone live on several exchanges all over the world at the same time. And it's crazy. Went from a cent to almost $17 in a day, but spent most of the day retracing until last night when it went up. It's just kind of a lesson in terms of you just got to be careful when you buy. And I think we had the right strategy. We talked about this off camera, but just a lot of emotions yesterday. And just tell our viewers from your perspective how it went.
All right, so we were on this one. We were doing our homework. We almost even, and I'm glad we didn't, because we would have had some other people FOMO in with us. But we were on this one, and that's what's so disappointing about the way that it went down. But we were refreshing the apps at 8:30. I mean, I was jumping back and forth from Coinbase to Voyager to, I was even opening up FTX to see it was there. And then it finally jumped on Voyager, and I think this is what bothered me the most about it is that I never would have thought that they would list a coin with a spread of over 20%. And I think that was my frustration yesterday. But you can look at my Twitter feed and see the roller coaster of emotions that I went through yesterday. But
you know what? I'll say something positive. You did not.
Go ahead.
I'll say something positive really quickly. You didn't panic sell, which we tell our viewers not to do. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know me to do a lot of dumb things, and I didn't put the whole. I wasn't fully deployed at 9 a.m. because we were looking for it. The token drop was at 8:30, and I think at 9 a.m. or a little after 9, it dropped on Voyager. And luckily for me, I remembered that I do this from time to time. That's why I'm Mr. FOMO. But I left 25% on the side of what I wanted to invest, and that that gave me a little bit of
very smart
the DCA once I figured out that the spread wasn't so nice, because I saw the price that I was trying to jump in at was in the low 9s, and then by the time I looked at my average cost, it was in the low 11s. And so I spent most of yesterday DCAing when it fell down in like the 6, 7, 8 range, and then came back.
And I want to say something, and this is technically not a complete Flip Friday, but I want to say something about Ape. If it does go down anywhere around the $10 to $9 area, I would be looking, not financial advice, obviously, but I actually would be looking to get back in myself at that range. So this is going to be my unofficial flip because I think there's going to be a retrace this weekend. BTC looks healthy, but long term, we're still just not sure. It just hasn't gotten to 45 and held. And so we can't be sure that's going to happen. There's still a lot of stuff going on. You know what it is. We don't repeat all the stuff that's going on around the world. But I think if it got below 10, might be a great re-entry. And again, I'm not looking at this as a long-term thing. This could be a great flip. So that I'm just going to say it. I think our viewers should be really watching this very carefully because there's a lot of interest. And normally, what happens when something has a lot of interest is it has several pumps and dumps. So we've seen a couple. I think we might see one more. So if it does get below 10, again, not financial advice, think about possibly making it a play. You had one coin that I think is very, very interesting because it could work as a flip, but also could work as a very good long-term hold into the next bull run. Why don't you tell us what that's about?
I like Audius, not because I've done a ton of homework on it. We kind of like this before it was ever listed on exchanges. I remember you brought it to my attention sometime last year. But I don't think that people realize how important music NFTs are going to be. We saw earlier in the year or sometime last year, the Kings of Leon, which are a popular band in the US, they released their first, I think, 400 or so albums as NFTs, which also came with utility. And the utility was that they gave you front row seats at any concert in the world on their tour. There was also some other utility that came with, I think you got a vinyl and you got the copy of the album and stuff like that. But it was really interesting. And I really thought that the market totally missed that when it happened. But I think that music NFTs down the road, you're going to see all those musical artists that lost money starting back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when you had things like Napster coming out. You're going to see them reclaim some of their earning power through NFTs, I think. And I think music NFTs are going to be a huge thing down the road. But for right now, Audius is down 26% over the last 30 days. So if at all BTC, either continues to show strength at this level, or if it goes on a little bit of a run towards the end of the month, maybe we have a short squeeze, fingers crossed, on futures week. Not financial advice, but that is one that I think that I'm interested in finding a floor price or at least a good entry and jumping in on long term too.
I think it's a good play. A lot of people that use the app don't even realize it's a crypto company because you can record your own music and get it listened to that on Spotify. You got to be somebody. So I kind of like this as more of a long term, but also because it's been down, you made a great point. It might be working as a quick flip as well. So I agree. If I was looking for a quick flip, I'd be right with you on Audius. And we're going to end the show. Going to be a short show today. BTC, I think the key levels are, can we get to 44? Can we hold at 44? And then the magic level is, could we get to 48 and a hold? And that probably would get us to the 55. And that would mean a full ride up in terms of the alts. But until then, I would say just be vigilant to our viewers because we just want to be careful because we are still kind of we've called it the friendly bear market, the yogi bear market. We're still there. Just because we're in the 40s, we've been in the 40s several times. We got to get some momentum, and it's going to be difficult. But maybe I heard someone say today, Apecoin is a catalyst, like Axis Infinity was over the summer. So you never know. Closing thoughts?
There are some other low cap gems, and if BTC goes on a run, you've got some other things like Phantom is down, I think 38% over the last 30 days, and gaming hasn't really gone on a run lately. Look for gaming to go on a run. You've got some low cap gems like I think Gala, Immutable X is out there. Engine is definitely a play that we've always been interested in and flipped and made a little bit of money on from time to time. So keep your eyes peeled for things that you know about, things that you believe in, gaming, music, stuff that you've always bought.
Yeah, guys, next week's going to be an extremely important week for BTC. It's futures week, so could see a lot of volatility. But if we do keep going up, it could be a really great sign for April. So guys, stay tuned. We're going to have more great information coming next week. For MrFOMO, this is AZcrypto. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.
See ya.